Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Journal Entry. And it's my time every week to just go over, I guess this is my Lego collecting journey, maybe a little bit in the past week. Sometimes I look a little bit in the future, and I always love to interact with you. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Let me know in the comments what's on your mind this last week. Because I've been trying to do a little bit more topical things, and so the discussion for this week is, what does even your Lego collecting journey look like? So in the comments, let me know, like, what are your thoughts? You may just have thoughts, maybe you have questions for me on, my Lego collecting journey, and maybe you just want to talk about your collecting journey. I mean, I think that's what brings us together. And it may not even just be Lego. Like, we all have these. Some folks are hoarders. Like, I kind of feel a little bit like a plastic brick hoarder in a way. And sometimes we get a little carried away. We've got to budget ourselves. So, in my description below, I do have a Mercari. So if you want to buy and sell, the link is right there. If you are new, or if you are returning Lego Journal of the Scots fan subscriber, thank you so much. The fact that you are subscribed and watching every week, it just means a really a lot to me. And if you're new, then check it out. Like, if you love Lego, especially if you love Star Wars Lego, there is literally no reason not to, because I've got a lot of fun things. I like to learn as I go, so I may do things a little bit, like reviews have been done before, or build videos have been done, or sometimes my thoughts are probably the same that many have already put out there in the YouTube verse, but they're my own, and it's my own journey as I go through this. So for the channel, I don't think this channel could ever really die unless I literally just stop posting. But I'm always going to be building. I'm always going to be doing things. I'm not. This is a journey that I've been going on since I've probably been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old, something along those lines. When I had the space, and then castle, and maybe dabbled in with a little bit of pirate, and then it's mostly my brother and sister that had the town. I was all castle and space pretty much, and then I unfortunately had the Dark Age, and I didn't even know about Star Wars Lego. And then when I started buying for my kids and building with them on some of the other Disney themes, and then I looked over and was like, whoa, the Star Wars Lego looks awesome. I mean, it's just, there really isn't, there's a lot you can collect that's Star Wars themed, but the Lego Star Wars there's very few gaps. And maybe that's a video that I could do, either short form or even long form, is do like what gaps exist, in my opinion, for Star Wars. There's not a lot. There's definitely a few for sure, some side characters, but and Lego has been coming out with a few of those. I'm sure they're aware of some of the gaps that are out there that kind of drive fans nuts and be like, whoa, there hasn't been, this character's never been put into Lego before. Or maybe one has been put in, but there's so many fans that have joined. Like, probably on my top list that I'm just like, I can't believe I missed out on it, is like Darth Revan is one. Thrawn. I made fun of the Resistance bomber when it came out. Although I think the pilot, the Rebel pilot that's in there, that's now like 80, 90, $100 or whatever, is like shooting to the moon in price. I don't know if that was available in the US. I think it was the UK version, but irregardless, there's a lot of figures that have been in sets that I missed, and now they're like either really expensive, or maybe Lego just hasn't made it. So that is my Lego journey. And as I've gotten back into this, I feel like and that's part of what I have tried to bring to the channel a little bit, is my experience, especially around, I do like all bricks, which is kind of a problem, but I've had to narrow my focus. So I'm trying to stay really, really focused. And so when Lego comes out with sets that are outside of my focus, I'm kind of relieved in a way. Like, for example, this next wave is going to be pretty tough. It's going to take me probably about a year for the Ahsoka series. There's so many good sets that are available. Some of them have fantastic figures, and I'm really all about the figures. You can probably tell in my hauls, a lot of them are. That's why I like advent calendars, because they come with 8 or 9 figures, depending, which is really great. Really big bang for the dollar, right? Because you can get $6-7 a figure. You get like 8 or 9 figures. That's not a bad value. Sometimes you get some pretty sweet ones, but generally, if I don't get, for example, the Inquisitor shuttle, if I didn't have this in my collection, well, it was a fun build, don't get me wrong, but if I didn't have this in my collection, I'd probably be okay. But if I didn't have this guy in my hello. If I didn't have this guy in my collection, I would not be a happy camper, because the Grand Inquisitor is an awesome character. Just the detail on these figures, they're just so good. Other than like the Black Series and maybe a couple other models and stuff like that, different companies, there really isn't, there's no better way. There's not another option, in my opinion, than collecting via Lego, which is pretty crazy. And now my journey has really changed, because I'm starting to build MOCs. I'm also finding that building MOCs, you need to start small. You can think big, but definitely start small, because I think my eyes and my stomach got a little too big on some of the really big, 2 48 by 48 plates. That's a lot of brick. I need to kind of consolidate it down. And so that's kind of my future plans, is getting into mocking, right? And doing Star Wars MOCs. One of the thoughts that I have in my head as far as my journey goes is, getting old sets will probably be a thing, right? It's going to take probably a couple more years before I get pretty comfortable, and there's probably not going to be much on my list, because I'm not buying Thrawn for $80, especially when I'm pretty sure Lego's willing to recycle things all the time. So, if I don't get a character, I don't get a character unless I really need them. You almost get to the point where if it goes over 80 to 100, you're probably better off just getting a custom. The customs are $40 to $50 a figure. Just get them custom. Probably looks better anyways. So, that aside, I think as I go, it's really going to be more about the new sets and being very selective. The good thing is that as I'm kind of going through my journey, that I'm not into the helmet series. The helmet series are great. I totally would do them, but I don't really have any space to really, and I never will have any. I don't see myself ever having the space to display them. So the helmets are not for me. Buildings, I love minifigures. I'm into mock building. So I have to kind of keep that in mind, and that's what I recommend for you, right? If you're getting into building, you're new, or you're just overwhelmed, just be really selective. If you love ships, make sure you're getting all the ships, which are kind of expensive, but you can stay really, really focused. Or if there's certain characters that you have to have, don't let those sets retire before you get them, because generally speaking, being smart about it, waiting for double VIP, Black Friday, Amazon almost always has at least 20% on any given set at any time. As the sets get bigger, the discounts get a little bit harder to come by. But, for battle packs, those types of things, yes, some of them come out at $30, but then, for example, you just have to be you have to be ready. You have to have a budget and be ready, right? Because the Dark Trooper came out at $23 instead of $30, right, at Costco. So you just got to be there and grabbed it. Also, the Boba, it was the not Jabba's palace, but Boba Fett's palace, or throne room set, I should say. That came out. That was also in Costco for $80 versus when it first came out, it was $99. $80 is a nice little price, right? So you got to be kind of very selective and ready. So that's kind of been my journey. I started with zero budget and literally just using cash and buying brick where I could, and I've really scored a lot on Facebook. Actually, I have a playlist, and that's one of the reasons why I've been essentially journalizing my buying for Lego is that I have a whole series, every haul that I do. In fact, there was one just this last week where I collected a Turret from Rogue One, and then a Shadow Trooper. Just Turret alone, like the set is now, I think originally the set was like $40. That set's going for like $80, $90, $100 to get it like new in box, or even like 60, 70, 80 even used. And so I was able to get his character for under $20, and I probably don't need that set anymore. So it's stuff like that, just really being selective, saving, and it's been just fantastic kind of getting back into the hobby, and it's been expensive. And then I also usually save a little bit of money for Brickworld Chicago. There's so much Lego. I got a lot of brick this last time, and I always pick up at least a couple figures, which is really nice to kind of round out my collection. So with that, that's everything that I have this week. Looking forward, for this week, I'm gonna finally try to get out the review for the droids. I had built this a while back. I should probably do an official review. I think these are still at Targets. They may be cleared out, but I think you can still buy them online. And then I really badly need to kind of get going and do the Inquisitor shuttle review. That should be coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So lots of great things at the end of the summer. I'm hoping to kind of get into some space and castles, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, you are awesome, and we'll catch you on the next journal entry. Bye for now.